Gonna be a good show today, y'all. It's gonna be a good show today. Welcome to Remixing Relationships, episode 3. Gonna be a good one. Whew. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good tonight. All right. Let's see. Make sure everything is off. Hello, everybody. Welcome to season 1 of Remixing Relationships. This is episode 3. Hey, y'all. I even got the shirt on today. Can y'all see it? Let me move the mic. All right, remixing relationships, y'all. All right, let's start with this intro and let's get going. It's live on the audio, the intro. All right, y'all. Hey, everybody. I hope you are well. Happy Monday. It is Remixing Relationship Monday, and we're going to get right into it today. If you are listening on the audio, hello, everybody. This is episode 3. So, you guys that are watching on YouTube live, thank you so much for being here. I will take your questions. If you need any questions answered, or if you want to be a part of this conversation, you can do just that. All right. Remixing relationships is to promote healthy relationships and doing things differently. I am your host, Kendall Anise, the Remix Coach, your fave life coach. I'm overjoyed about this podcast. As you guys know, this is one of my hot spots, which I love to speak about. Today's episode is all about hugs and kisses. Now, you hear some people in relationships like, I need a hug, I need a kiss. It might just be necessary for your health. People are not just saying, I want hugs and kisses just for the sake of it. And a lot of people think like, well, a hug and a kiss, what's the big deal? We're going to talk about what the big deal is when it comes to hugs and kisses. Now, often, well, let me just ask y'all this. Did you know that people ain't hugging and kissing anymore? Are you aware that people are not hugging and kissing anymore? I was having this conversation today and I was telling somebody that, and they were like, what do you mean? What do they do? They're not hugging and kissing. Even when they're intimate or making love, people don't hug and kiss. People have said that hugging and kissing is more intimate than making love with somebody. What do y'all think about that? Hugs and kisses more intimate than hugging, than making love to someone. Statistics show that people are just not doing it anymore, but they're missing out. They're missing out on the connection and intimacy, but they are missing out on health benefits that are needed. I want to read some statistics to you all, because I think about the song. Y'all know the Mary J. Blige song, "Who You Hugging, Who You Want to Be Loving." Who are you hugging? Because if you're not hugging and you're not kissing, then you're missing out on more than just intimacy or connection. Why is hugging important? Your body releases oxytocin, which scientists call the cuddle hormone, the hormone that can help relax and lower anxiety, which is a turn on and can work effectively. When you hug, your bodies release feel good hormones called endorphins, and our circulation is improved. Also, the power of a hug. Research shows that hugging, when it's welcome and when you ask, you can't just be going to hug people. And we're not talking about, even when you hug a friend or a family member, it still gives off the same things. But when you're intimate and in an intimate relationship, it lowers your heart rate, your blood pressure, it lessens depression and anxiety, and boosts the immune system, and even relieves pain. Hugging, cuddling, and even hand holding can release endorphins and hormones such as the serotonin and the oxytocin. Now, some statistics say a 10-second hug will do the trick. Some say 30-second. Let's go with the 30-second hug. For example, when individuals hug someone, their body produces endorphins, as we talked about, right? And it gives you the endorphins are also known to produce a feeling of euphoria, happiness, and calmness. So the more you hug, the more complete you are, and the more your endorphins are released. Now, you might be one asking, well, okay, so Kendall, how many hugs am I supposed to have to feel this? How many hugs am I supposed to have a day that will be beneficial to my health? Well, now this talks about even when you're younger, right? And you can tell when you're dating somebody and they ain't been hugged, they ain't been loved by their parents, and then you end up getting this grown man or woman who doesn't know how to hug, who doesn't know how to feel, who doesn't know how to love. And it creates issues and it causes problems when it comes to relationships. Have you guys ever met anybody that is afraid to hug, or they don't know how to hug? They don't know how to love, and to them when they do it. I remember I worked with this girl, and she said it was causing issues even in her romantic relationship. I'm a hugger, but I just don't randomly go hug people. I say, well, can I hug you? So we're not talking in an intimate space for one moment. So when it comes to hugging, she had never been hugged. Her parents were island people, and they were saying that it was soft to hug. And this is not to everybody, right? But this is what she said. And when she hugged, it felt odd and it felt weird to her to hug. And then she had issues in her relationship where she could not get fully, you know, enthralled in the relationship. She could not hug as she wanted to hug or love, or he wasn't receiving what he wanted. And he came from a family of huggers, right? A family of I love yous, a family of connection, a family of affection. And that's a difference. When you are dealing with somebody who is not used to affection and not used to love and not know how to receive the love, because you can give it all day. And we'll talk about that in a moment. But some people just don't know how to receive love. They can't receive hugs. You ever hug somebody and they just straighten up their arms like the newborn babies when you try to pick them up? They're just not interested in hugs. But I wanted to continue to read in. We're going to talk about kissing too. Or like they used to say on Happy Days, we're going to talk about necking. Y'all remember, are y'all old enough to remember they used to talk about necking, not hugging, but necking? We're going to talk about that. But let me get back to these statistics for you for a moment. All right. So today's show is Where's My Hug and Kiss? So we're going to remix also how you ask for things with your mate, right? You can't be, where my hug and kiss? Because that's going to be an argument, or that's going to turn someone off and not allow somebody to give you what they might have wanted to give you because of that attitude. So y'all, we got to start remixing even how we ask for things and how we say things in relationships, because we're promoting healthy relationships over here and doing things differently. And even if you're in a relationship right now or you want to enter one, remember this is a show for dating, for engaged. This is a show for even married folks, because even if you have a good marriage right now, you can have a great marriage. Even if you have a good relationship right now, you can have a great relationship, right? And that's what it's about. We're going to remix some things, remixing the way you think, the way you say things, the way even you feel about certain things, because you might not be a hugger, but your mate may be a hugger. You might not have kissed someone since Obama was in presidency, right? You might be in a relationship. I've asked couples, I polled couples, how often do you kiss? People don't kiss often. Now, those that do, it might seem weird or odd to hear that, but people don't kiss other than a peck, maybe when they're walking out the door. The intimacy level is not there when it comes to hugging and kissing. And I want to change that, because when we're talking about remixing relationships and healthy relationships and promoting them, having intimacy and promoting healthy intimacy is important. Oftentimes people don't talk about that. People talk about, just jumping in the bed with somebody, but there's a lot of intimacy that happens even before that. So research says that we need 4 hugs a day for survival. We need 8 hugs a day for maintenance. On a normal day, an average adult in a relationship may need at least 4 to 5 meaningful hugs or other forms of human induced touch to maintain emotional comfort. Now, when it comes to, somebody might say, well, this is just a woman thing. Men don't need hugs. Y'all need hugs too. And men want hug. Men want to feel connected. Men want a sense of connection when it comes to relationships. And hugs are intimate, whether you're hugging from the front, whether you're hugging from the back, the embrace, the bear hug. We ain't talking about no church pats where all of the space in between and that kind of hug, no side hugs. We're talking about a bear hug from the back, or we're talking about a bear hug from the front. Did y'all know that there were 16 types of hugs? The bear hug, right? So let's break it down. We're going to talk about kissing too. We're going to talk about, because we talked about the health benefits of hugs, and we're going to talk about the health benefit of kissing too, but we're going to keep it all the way real. Okay. We're going to keep it all the way real. There's the bear hug. There's the hug at the waist. You know how when you hug somebody here and they hug somebody there, we have that. A hug around your waist is romantic, and it means that you trust the person. This is very common, a very common hug between romantic partners that signifies that they are comfortable together. Simply wrap your arms around your partner's waist and hold on to them to show that you care, right? Then you have the side hug. We're not doing that in remixing relationships. We're not talking about side hugs in relationships. We're not doing that. You hug your bestie that way. You hug the folks at church that way. You hug maybe your mama that way. But we're not going to hug our mate that way, because we can be sending a signal to them when we're hugging on the side, right? Or we're giving a church hug or a pat. And it's easy when you're hugging somebody. Even when I've hugged people, you hug from the side. That's not romantic. That's not screaming, I love you. That's screaming something different. And it's not that, right? So we're not doing that. We are going to do the front. So everybody that's chiming in live, I see you. I'm going to get to some of your questions and comments after, but we're going to roll right through. Do me a favor and please share this out. It's important that you share this with everybody who is out there right now, because I want people to have healthy relationships. I want people to feel good in their relationships. I want people to have, a great sense of health within themselves. And then when they're healthier, they are providing a little more to their partner. All right. So we did the side hug. Now, that hug from behind, let's talk about it. The hug from behind. This is a playful, affectionate hug between romantic partners. In this hug, your significant other surprises you by wrapping their arms around you from behind, pulling you close, and showing that they love and care about you and for you. If you are giving your partner a hug from the behind, this says, my research says, you can turn around and deepen the hug. Surprise your partner with this hug, while they're washing dishes, while they are fixing the sink, whatever they're doing, surprise them with a hug. A short hug is friendly. It's a social greeting. This is a common hug that doesn't mean much. We're not doing that in the one arm hug. We're not doing that in the patty cake hug. Now, some of you in relationships are doing the triangle hug. And that's not going to produce no type of love, no type of romantic connection. What is the triangle hug? You know how when you hug like this, you hug, you put your arms, for the audio who is not, they're not watching, you put your arms, extend them as far as you can, and then the other person extends them as far as they can. And in between, there is a triangle in between that. You guys get what I'm saying? So there's a triangle in between that where there's a lot of space. Now, when we're hugging and we're intimate with our partners, we're saying a lot without saying a lot. And some of you are saying a lot with the kind of hugs you give, if you give any hugs at all. So that type of hug is cold, it's awkward, and nobody is touching. It's a polite and extremely kind of quick hug. Now, even if you're walking out the door, we're going to remix some things, because even if you're walking out the door and you like, I got to go, see you later, and you're rushing out the door, you're still not giving your partner that attention and time that they need. So you might think that you're rushing, but you can always take a moment to give someone a hug. It's important to do that. People need it. All right. All right. You good? So right now, I am taking a moment. Every episode of Remixing Relationship is sponsored by Happy Hibiscus. Hibiscus, just like hugs and kisses, it regulates your blood pressure. It's good for your skin. It cleans the toxins out of your body, and it regulates that cholesterol, because we're going to eliminate the bad cholesterol, right, and elevate the good cholesterol. So this is available locally in Maryland, or you can get it at livingtruelivingyou.com. Let me take a sip. And it's delicious. One lady purchased it from me. She got to her car. She drank it. She came back in to tell me how good and light and refreshing it is. And it's very healthy for you. You should have a glass a day. Happy hibiscus. All right. So let's go into the hugs. So no hug in your relationship is worse than an unreciprocal hug. You ever hug your mate, or they hug you and you're not trying to hug them? They're not trying to hug you, and it's just an awkward hug. Nobody wants an unreciprocal hug where you just stand there cold, because clearly something is wrong and there's something that needs to be talked about. And if you're in a relationship, we have to remix the way we argue, and we're going to have, that's going to be one of the episodes this season, and arguing and how to argue or how to debate or how to have differences in a healthy way that's not going to turn you off and you all the way on this side of the bed, or they all the way on this side of the bed, or you don't talk to the person all day, or you're angry. We're not doing that. We're going to fight fair, and we're going to argue, because arguing, believe it or not, is healthy. But when you are hugging, if you're in love with somebody, or you're in a relationship, or you're married, or you're thinking about getting into a marriage, you want to make sure that you have conversations about hugging and having conversations about kissing and being affectionate, right? Because too many times one person in a relationship might be affectionate, the other one may not. One may be a kisser, the other one may not be. One may be a hugger, one may have grown up in a family where they didn't hug. So if hugs and affection and kissing is very important to you, you don't want to get into a relationship and 5 years down the line, you realize that you have been settling and not getting what you want. Because some people will go out and cheat for a hug. And it's not the fact that they will cheat or step out because they're not getting it. It's because they don't talk about the things that are important to them. And that's where the breakdown is. So somebody might say, oh, it's a hug and a kiss, right? But to someone, it might be everything that they need to keep pushing. That might be the fuel that they need. And if somebody's love language is physical touch, and they're not getting touched, they're not getting hugged, then they're not getting what they want. And both parties in relationships have to get what they want. Let me take a moment and answer some questions. I'm about to get a hug for today now. Okay. So Bassine's about to get her hug now from her husband. It's important. And that intimacy goes a long way. People often talk more about sexual relationships and intimacy in the bed, and they don't talk about what's happening outside of the bedroom that makes the bedroom even more special. It happens all the time where people want to just get right to it and not talk about any intimacy or foreplay when it comes to just connecting with someone, because ultimately that's what you want. And that's what you're looking for. You're looking for a connection. Whether you've been married for 20 years and you might feel, oh, it's stale now, it needs to be remixed, or we've gotten such into a routine where ain't nobody got time for hugging and kissing. There's always time for hugging and kissing. Just know that. And so here's a hug, the catcher hug. And this came from WikiHow. The catcher hug is when your man is standing up, and then you wrap your legs around his waist and you wrap your arms around his neck, and he has you by the waist. This is a happy romantic hug after a long time spent apart. You ever see people run through the airport and a woman just latches on and hugs, and he's hugging, and then they start kissing? That is the catcher hug. Did y'all know that? Researching for this show, I'm like, the catcher hug. I didn't know hugs had so many different names, but this is a happy romantic hug after a long time spent apart. When your partner greets you, they will run up to you and leap into your arms with a long, tight hug. Now, I know what y'all thinking. I know what you're saying. What if you got a little itty bitty man, and you got a big old lady, and she gonna come tumble and knock that man down? So be it. Knock him down with a hug. Knock him down with some love. Or hey, let the man jump into the woman's arms. You know, I'm not judging. Y'all do how y'all want to do. That's what it's all about, right? It's all about whatever works for you. It's not about what works for someone else or what may look weird to someone else. Tell them to mind your business. Whoever's running up to who, that's just what you do, right? So if you are a receiver of this hug, this catcher hug, spin your partner around for extra romantic memories, as it says. And I say like a rom-com. Y'all know romantic comedies. I was trying to explain to my mother yesterday what a rom-com is. She was like, what is that? It's just a romantic comedy, because you know they got acronyms for everything now. Let's see. Oh, my cousins in the comments saying hygiene has to be important for you to give a hug. Of course it does. And if it's your mate or if you are dating, the person, then maybe we can remix how we bring up the conversation about hygiene, right? Or you buy some cologne or a certain type of soap or a certain type of shower gel, because that is important when it comes to that. So that is a good point. Hygiene is always important. All right. So then you have the eye to eye hug, all of these different names for these hugs. So this is the romantic hug where a couple gazes into each other's eyes. So during this hug, your partner will wrap their arms around your waist or shoulders and touch their forehead to yours. So you know how you're hugging somebody like this, and I know the audio, so that's why I'm doing the audio podcast as well as the visual. So you're holding the person by the waist. And let's see, the foreheads touch. And this hug means you two are extremely close, trusting, and loving one another. This hug can lead to a slight sway or a dance. Lean your head on your partner's shoulder to amplify the romance and the connection. The next type of hug. So I want to see, so what type of hugs do you all do? Hey, hey, hey. Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Please share this out as you are watching or listening live. So let's talk about, so this, you don't have to be in a relationship to be able to do this. You can put this on ice until you get into a relationship, or if you're in a relationship or engaged or married, you can always remix the way you do things. So the cuddle hug, say for instance, you're sitting on the couch, a long snuggly hug means that they feel comfortable and safe. So it's kind of a side hug, but not the side hug that we were talking about earlier. It's a side hug where somebody is on the couch and you're kind of snuggled up and you're hugging in that way. And then now, I don't know if y'all doing the pickpocket hug, but it's just like when you hug and one hand is in their back pocket and their pocket is in the other. But of course, you should be hugging yourself and loving yourself as well. All right, so let's talk about, I talked about how hugs reduce the blood pressure, right? In a study, 59% of women received their hugs from their spouse and it lowered their blood pressure scores. Hugging reduces the blood pressure for both men and women. And I'm going to go through 8 benefits of hugging and why we aren't doing it. It reduces stress. Again, I said the blood pressure. Hugs protect from illness. Who needs a vitamin C boost? This comes from malpaper.com. Who needs a vitamin C boost? Listen, when you hug, it has been proven to boost your immune system. Due to the regulatory hormones in the body that occurs from regular hugs, your body becomes better at fighting disease. And the mental health benefits also help support your system. Studies have shown that there is a positive trend between having a great support system and being less likely to be sick. Hugs also build trust. Hugs and increase happiness. After hugging for 20 seconds, researchers found that the body, as I was telling you earlier, releases that hormone of the oxytocin. A good hug makes you feel like you're at home. It makes you feel safe, and it gives you that warm and fuzzy feeling on the inside. Now, I know some of you that are not huggers are cringing, like, I don't be doing all that. I don't need nobody on me. I don't have time for that. So I'll ask you, how is your relationship working out? Unless you are married or with somebody who don't like hugs either. Then I ask, well, how are you connecting? Because it can't just be about jumping in the bed. Hugs also improve sleep. So some of y'all that can't go to that don't get sleep, having trouble sleeping, listen up. We know how much touch and comfort from hugging can relax us, right? So when you're hugging pre-bed, cuddle with your partner and you will get guaranteed some more sleep than you would if you weren't. Whether you're hugging while you're sleeping or you're hugging before your sleep and intimate, that will improve your sleep. That's what the research said. It also reduces pain. It improves intimacy, as I keep saying. And of course, we have the different type of hugs that we discussed. So, all right, who's ready to hug somebody? Because I'm going to get into the kissing, and some of y'all might just be here for the kissing. And I was so shocked, as I said in the beginning, that research says I did a poll with people and I did research with married couples. People stop kissing. People don't do it anymore. They don't even do it when they're in the bed and intimate on an intimate level. They're just getting right to it. Nothing else before that. And let me tell you, when I asked people about kissing and they're in relationships or have been dating, they said they don't remember the last time they had a romantic, intimate kiss. And I told that to someone today, and she said, well, what are they doing? I don't know, because I didn't go that far. I didn't go that far with asking them. But they were like, I can't remember the last time he kissed me or she kissed me. And this is why I want to promote healthy relationships and remixing relationships, because that's pretty sad, especially if one person wants it and they're not receiving it and they're just settling for not getting what they want. And it's never fair with one person getting what they want in a relationship and the other one not getting it. And that's not going to be a healthy relationship. That's going to be a one-sided relationship, and somebody's going to be eventually gone emotionally, even if they're not gone physically. All right, so let's talk about kissing as we start winding down. Y'all better start kissing. Y'all better start kissing. Those who kiss, I'm going to break it down. Those who kiss their partner goodbye each morning, it says lives 5 years longer than those who don't. Now, this research I've had in my phone for many years, and over the years, I have done shows on kissing in different platforms. But I wanted to bring this to remixing relationships because I think you all need to hear it. I want to ask you guys, some of you that are watching live, or if you're watching this on the playback, let me know in the comments. Like, do you kiss anymore? If you're in a relationship or you're out there dating, do you kiss? I've been told that kissing is more intimate than, having relations with somebody. There's certain things you can't say on YouTube, but y'all get what I'm saying, right? So I have been told that. I've been told that I would have sex with somebody before I would kiss them. And I don't know what's more intimate than allowing somebody to be intimate with you in that type of way than kissing. What do y'all think that are watching and listening? I would love to hear from you. But those who kiss their partner goodbye each morning live 5 years longer than those who don't. Kissing is also great for self-esteem. It makes you feel appreciated and helps your state of mind. Kissing burns calories, 2 to 3 calories a minute, and can double your metabolism, metabolic rate. Metabolic rate. I'm sorry about that. Research claims that there are 3 passionate kisses a day, at least lasting 20 seconds each, will cause you to lose an entire pound. It's time to start that kissing diet. Now, some of y'all just going to go kissing people because you're trying to lose weight. But check that out. Research claims that 3 passionate kisses a day, at least lasting 20 seconds each, will cause you to lose an entire pound. It's time to start that kissing diet. So y'all get y'all some hibiscus tea from me and y'all start kissing. I'm not going to kiss y'all, but I'll give you some tea. All right, let's see. I have a comment. Me personally, I have to be in a relationship to kiss. I totally agree. I need to know something about you. I need to know that you, like you talked about good hygiene earlier. I need to know. I can't just be kissing like that either. I'm with you. But I'm a kisser. I'm picking who I kiss. And there's nothing wrong with that. You gotta pick who you kiss. You get to decide. Now you ain't kissing everybody. And I know everybody that you date, you're not kissing. And some people say, I don't kiss when I date, I kiss when I'm in a relationship. There's nothing wrong with that. All right. So kissing is known as a stress reliever. Passionate kissing relieves tension, reduces negative energy, and produces a sense of well-being, lowering your cortisol, which is your stress hormone. Kissing uses 30 facial muscles, and it helps keep the facial muscles tight, preventing baggy cheeks. Why am I touching my cheeks? The tension in the muscles caused by a passionate kiss helps smooth the skin and increases the circulation. Let me tell y'all something. Let me take a sip of this hibiscus because this improves your skin. You do some kissing, you eat right, your skin will be glowing. It'll be glowing, and it increases the circulation. And all you people who are aging and you don't want that saggy skin, you better start exercising that mouth and start kissing, right? Kisses are also good for the heart, and as it creates an adrenaline which causes heart to pump more blood around your body. Frequent kissing has scientific evidence, and it's been proven to stabilize cardiovascular activity, decrease blood pressure, and cholesterol. Those who kiss quite frequently are less likely to suffer from stomach, bladder, and blood infections. Now, this comment here is very true. After COVID, I look at kissing differently. Absolutely. I hadn't kissed. I'm just going to keep it all the way real. I hadn't kissed before now. I have not kissed in years. I didn't kiss during COVID. So I didn't know what I was safe because I wasn't, and even before COVID. So I feel you on that because COVID had me when I was going back into or when I was in this dating world and I, going on dates and all the last little bit of time or whatever, a couple years, even going on dates. I wasn't kissing nobody. I didn't kiss nobody. I'm not holding you go on dates and they be trying to kiss you and touch your hand and hold your hand and all of that. I'd be like a newborn baby. You know how the babies like lay out and they tighten their bodies up. That's how I would be. I remember going out because hand holding is also that connection that can change the rhythm in your heart and all of that. And I remember I went out on a first date with this guy a couple years ago and he kept trying to hold my hand. To me, that's intimate too. And then you're going to try to turn around and kiss. Like it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So I'm with you. And especially after COVID, kissing has been underrated. It is. I mean, a good kiss. Remember back in the day where people be like, I can kiss. Like that was like a trait for people. Like to be able to kiss was a trait. People would talk about kissing as if it was an Olympic sport. Like I can kiss. Or when you were younger dating people, they'd be like, but can he kiss though? Can she kiss? And then, male friends would be like, man, she couldn't even kiss. Like, what was that about? And we're talking about French kissing. Do French people really kiss that way? Where did that come from? Does anybody know? Think about it. But people used to act like kissing was an Olympic sport. And now people in the 2024, they ain't kissing. Even in relationships, even with health tests, even with, trust. People are not doing it. People are saying that they don't have time to kiss and hug. Nobody got time for this. Everybody got time to go get the bag, but these relationships are dropping off like flies. Nobody is kissing. Now, somebody out there is like, well, I'm kissing. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm kissing and I'm hugging who you want to be loved. They're doing all of that. And I'm with you. And I'm here for it. But the majority aren't doing it. So if you are doing it, keep on doing it. If you're not, then I know some of you like, as soon as I get a man or a woman, I'm gonna be kissing. And I love it. Because I see some single people out here. All right. So during a kiss, natural antibiotics are in the saliva. Also, the saliva contains a type of anesthetic that helps relieve pain. Now, some of y'all like the way COVID was set up and then saliva, I don't know, but it has antibiotics in your saliva. Number 9, kissing reduces anxiety and it stops the noise in your mind. It increases the level of oxytocin. So hugs and do that and is extremely calming to your the hormone that produces a feeling of peace. Y'all feel peaceful when y'all be kissing? A good kiss. All right. My god sister is watching. Shout out to Shara. And she said a good kiss will send you places. Where will it send you? I want to know that. Regina says kissing is underrated. My cousin Nakia says, personally, I have to be in a relationship to kiss. Oh gosh, TMI, TMI. All right, so this came from WebMD. So when we're talking about kissing and hugging, and some people might feel awkward because, as I was stating earlier, some people didn't grow up seeing somebody kiss. And as I always say, more is caught than taught. So oftentimes people talk about the way that they grew up or the way they were raising their children, and they didn't fight around them, or maybe they've been in a two-parent household, or maybe they did all of these amazing things, but they never showed affection around them. So when you're growing up, if you've never seen your mom and dad kiss, if they never were affectionate, that he didn't come behind her and give her a bear hug, maybe while she was doing dishes or while he was doing dishes, right? Or they didn't show any type of affection, then sometimes people go and reproduce the same thing in their relationship because they don't even know what that looks like. So remixing relationships is not just saying that you've been together this length of time, or you have these parents in the household, or these adults are doing these things, because just because that is the case, it doesn't mean that they were showing their children or their grandchildren or whoever was watching their other friends that a relationship is meant to be a level of connection that connects the two people together, not just saying we got this one person here or this one person there. You have to connect. And I remember, oh Lord, I hope my grandmother, well, my grandmother, so my grandmother came from an era where, y'all remember, now you got to be old enough to remember or go YouTube the shows like the Mary Tyler Moore Show, or the Dick Van Dyke Show, or I Love Lucy, where they had the two single beds, right? You got the nightstand in the middle, and you got this bed over here and that bed over there, and nobody is in the same bed. So there ain't no hugging in the middle of the night. There ain't no sneaking, no kiss in the middle of the night. And I asked my grandmother, I was like, well, how did y'all whatever? And she was like, we had ways. And I'm like, okay. And that's all I asked. That's all I wanted to know. But even when you're hugging while you're sleeping and you're wrapping your leg around or wrapping your arms around, that gives a sense of stability, trust, love, and it bonds and connects the two people involved. Let me see. Kissing, let's see. Let me read some more comments. Kissing for me now makes me feel younger. What does that mean? I love that. Kissing makes you feel younger. Please tell us what that means, because this is all about learning, and I want everybody to learn. Let me see. Kissing is good when you both enjoy it together. Your body signals joy and happiness. Absolutely, Tachira. Your body joins enjoys joy, body signals joy and happiness. It is when you're doing it together. You can't be kissing somebody who doesn't want to be kissed or doesn't know how to kiss. And I've heard this before. Well, I don't kiss them because they can't kiss. It is up to us to teach the less experienced or the less talented kisser how to kiss. And when I see people force people to hug them, that also is not like, you want somebody to want to hug you. You don't want to take somebody's arms and wrap them around you to hug you. And I've seen that happen. And maybe you're teaching someone how to do it. But that's why it's so important to be evenly yoked and on the same page, because so many people suffer in relationships not getting what they want, as simple as a hug and a kiss, because the woman doesn't like it or the man doesn't like it. I've seen couples, I've coached couples where I've heard a woman be like, he be all over me and trying to hug me. Ain't nobody trying to do that. Ain't nobody trying to kiss all the time. He always want to kiss or hug. But the minute he start kissing and hugging somebody else, she gonna have a problem with it. And that doesn't give you the permission to go out and find it somewhere else. That's not giving someone permission to do that. But then you have to ask yourself, well, can you blame that if the man is trying to hug you and kiss you and you never want to be bothered? Then that's a conversation that needs to be had, because that relationship is not going to last but so much longer if they're not getting what they need, and vice versa. It could be a woman wanting to hug and a man like, it's too hot for that. Move away from it. I ain't trying to kiss. I don't be kissing people like that. But you've been in a relationship for 4 years telling the woman I don't be kissing people like that. We ain't talking about people. We talk about your lady or your guy. Let's see what we have here, Regina. And Basine, I want to know how kissing makes you feel younger. Let me see. If it's your husband and boyfriend kissing, it's okay, but not for a guy I just met and not on a date. No, I agree with you. When I was dating and dating online or different things like that, I was not kissing, I was not hugging, and I was not holding hands, because that is an intimate thing. So I'm not going to be hugging this one and you dating and going hugging it. I mean, like a hey hug. I'm gonna give that triangle hug like I talked about earlier, where it's a lot of space, or I'm gonna give you the side hug, or I'm gonna give you the church pat. I'll do that, but I'm not kissing and I'm not holding hands. And contrary to what people think, and I talked about this on a similar to this on a podcast where I was invited as a guest. Contrary to what you think, men love to kiss and hug. And I know kisses, and it might seem feminine to some, as I've heard when I was doing the polling for this episode. But there are a lot of men that love physical connection and physical touch, and their love is that. One of the episodes we are going to talk about love languages and being compatible with someone's love languages, because if you're dealing with a man or woman whose love language is physical touch and you ain't touching, that's going to render itself to be a problem in the relationship. Let's see what Tashira says. And I see, hey, Charles, I see him on here. Let's see. Remember, y'all got to stay in the next live. We're doing the after show, and Charles does the after show with me. And we got something for y'all for the after show, which will start right after this show. So let's see. These are questions you ask on first or second dates. This way it's clear. Absolutely, Tashira. You ask on the first or second date. Now, all of you people that are scared to ask questions and be real and honest with people on dates, but you're looking for a connection, you're looking for something that is substantial, and you're afraid to ask. I used to this, and I've been saying this saying for years ago, and I gotta make sure, but this is what I say. If you can swap spit, kiss, then you can swap information. And so many people just get down to it before they even start asking questions. Unless you're just kicking it, you don't want anything serious, you don't want to get close to someone, then you don't have to do these things. But if you're looking for an intimate relationship and you want to get close with someone, this is something that will allow your relationship to flourish in a different way. Let me see. I hug to feel your heartbeat in a relationship. He gonna be on here making me all sappy and stuff. Absolutely. I love to hug. We hug, we kiss, we do all of that. Absolutely. It's a connection that you have, and it's beautiful, right? Let's see. I'm a hugger naturally. Me too. Me too. To share. So am I. But what I found is that I ain't hugging everybody, right? So although I'm a hugger naturally, I'm not affectionate with everybody, if that makes sense. I have to feel the safety, the emotional safety, and that type of connection. So then once I have a connection with you, then you can get the hugs and the kisses freely. But it has to be a connection first. So although I'm naturally that way, it can't be that way. Let's see. And then we're going to end with some of the questions. It's definitely my love language, physical touch. All right, let's go back to basing. Let's see. So se- kissing seems like a kid-like feeling, like being tickled, and just makes you feel good when they can kiss, of course. Right, because if they biting your lip or your tongue, then it ain't gonna feel like it. But yeah, because remember, kissing used to be everything. When you were dating when you were younger and you're growing up, and you might not have been doing all of what to what and the who to who, but kissing and hugging, like that was a thing. We have lost the art of that and taking the time to really do the little things, but we're going to remix that. We're going to change it. It's a new day. So if you're in relationships now, I suggest kissing. If you want to be in a relationship later, have the conversation, because it's never going to work if you're with somebody who is not into affection or who doesn't like kissing and hugging and all of that. A lot of people who don't. Now, if you're with somebody, y'all ain't trying to kiss or hug each other, that's perfectly fine. If it's working for you, then it's working for me. I'm not trying to remix how you doing things if it's working, but I want to remix some things that are no longer working for you. So sometimes you might start doing something and you might start liking it. But I just want to read something about connection, and then we're going to end this show. This was a good show. To your mate. All right. So when it's about connecting with somebody and having intimate conversations, right? That's another form of intimacy. And I'm going to end with that. When it comes to conversations, when it comes to sharing your life and your purpose, you want to have a purpose partner. And it's important that they're on the same page with you, not just with hugs and kisses, but in life, because you don't want to waste time, and some may say it's not a waste of time because you learn and grow. And I agree with that also. However, you want to make sure you choose your time wisely with who you spend it with. If you're out there just kicking it and you want to date, that's fine. You're grown. You can do that. But if you're looking for something purposeful and meaningful when that time comes, you got to be able to open up your mouth, not to kiss, right? But to ask questions. It's important to ask questions because that's how you get answers. Some people will be like, well, they didn't ask. And it's a list. When my daughter started dating her boyfriend, I had a list of questions to ask him, for her to ask, just like I would give them to anybody. And of course, I'm going to give them to my daughter to ask these questions. And believe it or not, people are out here in these dating streets, not even asking people, are they single? Oh, well, they give me their time. That don't mean nothing. Some people need to be in universal circus because they know how to juggle. They know how to juggle women and men. They know how to get a woman for this and a man for this and all of that. So you can't assume because somebody is dating you that they're not dating someone else. And 9 times out of 10, if you meet somebody for the very first time, somebody else they're dating, somebody else is in their phone, somebody else is calling, somebody else is showing interest in the person. So don't think that if you meet somebody or run into someone and you think they're a catch, and somebody else probably thinks that too, and they're dating. But when you date and you start finding your bond and you start getting in your groove, then other people begin to fall off. And I always use this analogy. When I was dating, man, for some reason, I was like throwing people overboard, and they were just going overboard, and it's like God was just moving people out the way. Because once you get, I'm over 50, and my people on here over 40. I see some over 50. I see over 30s. You don't have time to be wasting. Let's see what we have here. Let's see. Has a question. All right. But I just wanted to make sure that everybody is just thinking about it, because this podcast is about, wait a minute, I'm just trying to see something that's going on. I'm trying to see. My screen just got super big, so I can't really see y'all. I can't really see y'all. So if you have your question, I'll go through another way to see, because I can't see your question. So let me look on here real quick as we end. My screen just got big and I can't really see it. So let's see. All right, let's see. Last questions. Thank you. Thank you. I would love a separate bed every now and then, a break from sleeping in the bed with my man. And some people might feel that way, and it's more power to you. It's not about what other people want. It's about what works for you. Everybody, I appreciate you for listening to this episode I was going to say my other podcast, this episode of Remixing Relationships. It says it right on my shirt. But everybody, thank you so much for listening. Remember, if you want a healthy relationship, you first have to do the work on yourself to be a healthy individual. And then two people come together to have a healthy relationship. You can't expect a healthy relationship if you're not willing to do the work and be healthy yourself. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, and send this out. In the meanwhile, I'm still trying to get this down. But everybody, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you're interested in your hibiscus tea, hit me up. Please subscribe to this podcast and share this out. Don't forget to come back in about 10 minutes for the after show. Y'all good? All right, just making sure. Thank you for watching. God bless y'all. Peace. All right, I just gotta figure it out. I'm still live, y'all, but I'm not live on that.